Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to play Star Trek Captain's Chair to Boldly Go. Now, as a reminder, this is a standalone box. This is the second one in the set so far. The first one that came before this, I think, was released 2 or 3 years ago, something like that. Well, anyway, this one is a standalone, so even if you don't have the other one, you can play this out of the box, no problem. Now, there is another expansion called Second Contact that's much smaller than this. You will need either this core set or the other core set in order to utilize that. Today we'll be playing with just Boldly Go, no other cards mixed in, no other expansions or core sets mixed in. Frankly, this is the first time I've had a chance to sit down, or stand as it were, to show this off because I've just been really busy. Now, as a reminder, I sometimes get rules wrong. This game is not easy. There's a lot of tags, a lot of rules, and stuff like that. So, as I always say, I'm here to spread awareness, have some fun, show off some really cool games. So if I make a mistake or two, it's not the end of the world. And I'm going to treat this as like an exploratory game. And my definition of that is, let's try it out and see how it is. And if I make mistakes and if I get a terrible score, so be it. So let's go ahead and take a look at Captain Kirk here. So he has 5 away teams, and he has the human and Starfleet tags here. As a reaction, after putting a Klingon into play, discard a card to gain tactical, which is the 3 tracks down here. You've got science, you've got, I think that's diplomacy, and then you've got tactical down there. And then you've got, as an activation, put a card on the top of your deck to draw a directive from your discard pile. I believe that's a particular card type. And then at the end of the game, you're going to score a point for every second step gained on whatever track is the lowest. So I'm going to want to try and raise these equally if I can, because the lowest one will be counted here at the end of the game. So that's an interesting endgame condition that I wasn't expecting. His basic side of this board, he only has the 1 goal. On the reverse side, he's got 3, which I believe I showed you guys in my unboxing video. Go check that out if you want to see more of that. Here it just says, have 2 encounters on the same ship and science at 4+. Take the top encounter as a reward. Remove 2 glory from the Stardate card, which is the timer here. Now, I was checking into that in the rule book, and it says here, if an effect explicitly instructs you to remove a glory from a Stardate card outside of your cleanup step, ignore it. So this is for the Cadet training mode only. So there is a special instruction here not to follow that reward. So just so I know, I'm not going to be losing 2 rounds in this 11-round playthrough if I resolve that. That had me thinking, like, that's actually a really big detriment to an 11-round game. Also, in the solo mode, one of the biggest rule changes is that whenever you gain glory, you don't take it from the Stardate card, you take it from the supply, which is off to the left and you can't see it. I think that's the biggest thing. There's also the Enterprise refit. So I'll take a quick look at that and see what that's all about. It has a wild tag up here, so when I gain victory points along these tracks, this will help count toward whatever track I choose, which is nice. Deploy this ship as an action, warp this ship or beam a card here, and then you've got like activations, different abilities there. Just pause if you want to see this in greater detail. I'm going to try and save my voice as best I can. There's not a whole lot of room either, so I'm going to do my best to work around whatever I can here. You also start deployed. It's a controlled location. You get Starfleet headquarters, also has that wild tag. Special. When you log this card up to X times, where X is the sequence number of the current Stardate card, send an away team to a location. I'm going to assume like that's 1, so at most I can do 2, because I'm sure the second there's 2 solo cadet practice Stardate cards, so this is 1, and then the one behind it is 2. 5 for the round 1, 5 for round 2, and then 1 final round, so 11 rounds. So I'm assuming that the most I can utilize this is 2. So I think I want to keep this around actually before logging it, just so I can make use of this wild icon, because I want to go up these tracks as much as possible. At least that's what I'm thinking. As far as the locations that started in play, what you do is you take 4 of the starting locations. 3 come out, 1 goes on top, and then the rest are advanced locations. The rest are, again, that's all randomized, but these are other ones that didn't make it into this game. I'm sure some of them are new. I remember Ryza and Indri 8 from the previous core box. So some of these are new, some of them are not new. Okay, so with that said, should we give this a try? Okay, so I get 3 actions. That's what these isolinear chips are, and they're red instead of blue. In the core set from a couple of years ago, they're blue. I prefer the blue ones, but we're going to use red today to show them off. Okay, so this is my hand of 5 cards for right now. Let's go ahead and take you through resupply. Is there any resupply on my cards that I would make use of? No. Control. Do I have enough control on one of these locations to take control of it and put it into my array? The answer is no. So now we move on to actions. So this is where we're going to play cards. Now, some cards, well, in my case, I don't think this is a good example because all of them have an isolinear chip next to the word play, but if it didn't have that little isolinear chip, that means that I could just free play it. But in this case, a lot of these are kind of require an isolinear chip to play, which is an action, essentially. So, again, I don't know this deck at all. Strange New Worlds, I remember that from a previous deck, and I believe that involves logging cards in order to select a controlled location. If there is 1+ crew member or away team rather, and 1+ ship there, look at the top 2 encounters, take 1, return the other to the bottom of the deck, log the selected location. So you're going to be logging locations to gain science and get encounters. Now I'm going to need this card because I need 2 encounters to get this done, and you do not score on multipliers on these tracks if you do not complete this. So I need to do that. Card's going to be super important, but for right now it sucks because I can't do anything with it right now. Well, I mean, I already start with, I could log this at some point to work toward that, but for right now I want to keep this around. Utilize, gain dilithium for each controlled location you have in play. So this is the crux of it. Like, do I get rid of Starfleet Academy or Starfleet Headquarters right away to get 1 encounter going? But if I do, then like I won't have extra controlled locations in play, and I need to use this for a while to get some dilithium stored up, I think, because I'm guessing I'm going to need dilithium at some point. I also use Utilize. Gain 1 specialty track for each matching skill icon you have in play, excluding beam cards. So like I have 1, 2 already out there. So maybe I get dilithium in the first couple of rounds, and then maybe use this toward the later half of the game when I have more locations out there or more cards in play. Again, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. Recruiting lets me put cards on top of my deck to gain a person or take an incident to gain an ally. And then I've got McCoy. Gain 1 science, and then you may return an incident. Well, I've got an incident in my hand, so I could play him right away to do that. Do I want to promote him to my officer, though? I can have 1 duty officer at a time. If he were a duty officer, he'd have this blue text down here. After discarding or logging a person during your action step, you free play an incident from your hand or discard pile. That's not terrible, but I want to take a look at the other people before I do that. So I think what I'm going to do is play Leonard McCoy as my first action in order to just gain 1 science. So I'm going to go up to track 1, and then you may return an incident. So I'm going to put this incident, I think the incidents are over here. Yeah. Again, not a whole lot of room, but I'm going to return that incident. And was there anything else? No, that's it. So that was my first action. Second action, I think I use Utilize. I need to utilize. I'm going to gain some dilithium doing that. So I think I'm going to play that card there. And it says gain 1 dilithium. No, I start the game, I forgot. I start the game with 1 of each glory, latinum, and dilithium. So I have that off to the side. You guys can't see it. Or can I put this somewhere where you guys will see it? Maybe I'll put this over here. Not a whole lot going over there right now. So these are my resources. I gain 1 dilithium, and then it says I gain 2 for each controlled location you have in play. Well, I have a controlled location in play. Hopefully I will for a while. So I'm going to stock up on dilithium here just to have it. So that was my second action. The other play effect on here, again, you only pick 1 of them. And then lastly, out of these 2, I can't do Strange New Worlds yet, so I might as well do Recruit if I can. put a card on top of your deck to gain a person, or take an incident to gain an ally. So the question is, do I want Hoshi Sato here as a person, or do I want the Kelpian ally? So Hoshi, if I were to go after her, she has quite a bit here. NX-01, Human, Starfleet, Communication. She's a free play. Find a card with science. That could be useful. So anything with like the science tag on it, or science scoring on the bottom right, the ribbon. Or requires 5 science. I can play this one. Discard a card with that science, those different science symbols. To scan for any species of your choice, name the species before scanning. I mean, trying to find Klingons would be helpful for Kirk's ability, right? So that might be something I consider doing, and I don't have to take an incident to do it. What about the Kelpians? So this one is return up to 2 incidents from your hand, or discard pile, log this card. The only reason, I mean, I've got McCoy for that, so I'm not going to worry too much about this, but I would consider getting the Kelpians for the science ribbon down here. I think I'm going to get Hoshi first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a card on the top of my deck. I'm going to put Strange New Worlds on top of my deck here to play Recruit. Put a card on top of your deck to gain a person. Now, when you gain a person, there's a bunch of keywords here. Gain, scan, take, enlist. Gain is different than take. Gain, so the new card from the market to the top of your draw deck or the discard pile. So the question is, do I want to put Hoshi on top of my deck, or do I want to put her in the discard pile so I can cycle through my deck faster? The faster I cycle through my deck, the faster I can get through my reserve and enlistments, which are situated here. Question is, I don't have 5 science, so like I can't use that action yet. Find a card with that science as a free play kind of thing. I don't know. Finding, where would that come from? Choose a matching card from your hand, draw pile, discard pile. Interesting. So I could use her to find a science card in my discard pile, which would be the cards I've played this turn, which I don't think I have anything like that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to put her in the discard pile for now, and then maybe on a future turn I'll be able to use her. So that was 3 actions, was it not? Okay, so 3 actions. I've got 1, 2, 3 there. Can I free play anything? Did I miss a reaction somewhere? I don't know. After putting a Klingon into play, no. Activation, put a card on top of your deck to draw a directive from your discard pile. Well, I don't have any cards left to do that, so I can't really do that. The Enterprise, on the other hand, I do have some activations down here. Sorry for the glare and stuff. Spend a dilithium to warp this ship. Discard a card to beam a card here, or promote a person from your hand to duty officer. I think I'm going to spend a dilithium to warp the Enterprise to one of these 3 locations. Maybe I can get some away teams going. I like the Argus array here because it has a wild on it, and I could use that. I mean, that gives me more flexibility to raise each of these tracks separately, although its control has no effects. So there's that. Let's see here. Control is gain 3 dilithium. That could be useful. And it has 2 of these military tags on it. I'm tempted to go after that one. This also has 3 points, 3 points, 0. This is Archer 4, which has the yellow diplomacy thing on it. All of these are good, honestly. I kind of like this one for the red because I've seen cards that give me science through McCoy. I think I've seen one that gives me yellow, but I can't remember. I don't remember. You know what? Let's go with Desaria. Yeah, we'll go there. We'll go after the 3 dilithium control reward and these 2 red rewards, tags, whatever. I know I'm butchering a lot of these terms. You know, if you've watched me, you know. Okay, so, and I admit it. So with that said, clean up, resolve the star date. So we're going to take the glory off of here, and I think we put that on a card of our choice. I think we're going to put it on the Kelpians because I'm still interested in that card for its blue ribbon on the bottom right for endgame scoring. I didn't really look at these other cards. There's a pack-led freighter there. There's Jago's, yeah, Jago's epigenetic genetic implant. I don't know what that is. Yeah, doctor, ongoing, augment, business. Okay. Discard a card to deploy this card. If the discarded card is a doctor or business, gain 2. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of want to focus on easy to play cards. Ash Tyler requires Starfleet. Well, we've got Starfleet, right? Starfleet greater than or equal to Klingons in play. Interesting. Find a card with red ribbons. Okay, well we have, okay, attack play. If you have 8+ as a passive, this is if you were a duty officer. If you have 8+ glory, increase your hand size by 2. Whoa! If I can get a lot of glory, I can get a hand size of 7 instead of 5 as a duty officer. That's amazing. That would be really cool. It'd be weird that Ash Tyler would be on Kirk's crew, but you know, so it goes. That's interesting. I think the Kelpians, though, for right now, I mean, that blue ribbon is really, really attractive, and I need to get rid of something. I'm gonna get rid of this implant because I don't know if it really jives well or not, but I need to get rid of something and keep this video flowing. So we're going to get rid of that card, and the Horta pops up. Kirk's and Spock's favorite creature from the mining planet. And I think that's everything. I mean, I don't think I missed anything. We did the cleanup step. Okay, so yeah, let's just move on to the next round here. So we're going to do cleanup here. Put these back. All of these are going to go away. And then we get 5 new cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We know what one of them is because we put one on top, didn't we? I think. Okay. Oh yeah, Strange New Worlds here. Okay. So these are our 5 new cards. And the question is, do I have resupply stuff? No. Do I have any controlled locations? No. I have the Enterprise here, but I need 3 or more of these tokens on a card in order to control it. So I need 2 away teams here. I have 1 bad guy, 1 cadet bot away team as a reminder that pretty much the bot has 1 of everything there everywhere. He has 1 dilithium, 1 gold press platinum, 1 glory, 1 away team on each location, 1 of everything. So, okay, so here we go. We're in the action step for round 2. Strange New Worlds. Again, we really can't use that right now. I don't think we can. Maximum warp. Draw 2 cards and discard 1 of the drawn cards. You may warpish it. That would have been nice to know that it was in my deck before using my dilithium to move it, but so it goes. Captain Spock. Wow, it's a lot of text. Okay. Log a card from your hand or discard pile to gain 3 dilithium. If the logged card has 1+ of these ribbons or whatever, gain 1 on the matching specialty track. Choose 1 if multiple or if it has wild or wow. Okay. So I can log cards with Spock in order to move up the track, which is interesting. As my duty officer, after gaining a person, again, would have been nice to have before, spend 1 dilithium to send an away team to a location where you have a ship if you do gain a glory. I might want Captain Spock. I don't want to log any cards right now because I don't know what's good and what's not. So I'm tempted to make him my duty officer. Promote a person from your hand. So as my activation, I could just put Spock out here. That might be something to think about. So I could just... Now let's take a look at Uhura first, see what she's good at. Spend 2 dilithium to gain a person or ally. That's gonna... I need dilithium, so... I mean, I could gain the Kelpian over there and get that glory. I mean, that would be useful. Requires... I kind of want him to, just for that whole duty officer. If you have 8+ glory, increase my hand size by 2. That is really attractive to me. As a duty officer, for each different species you have in play, excluding cards with Starfleet, max 3 times, you may spend 1 dilithium to gain a glory. She's going to be good for gaining glory, possibly to help. Like, if I can gain glory through her, but I'd have to get I'd have to get each different species but I have to spend dilithium to do this. And dilithium's already hard to get. So I haven't seen really a whole lot of cards aside from that one that gives me dilithium. I need to get more locations in play so that I can get more locations here so that like I can then use that one card to get more dilithium. Okay, so I think step one of this deck is get more locations. And how am I going to do that? Set a course. Discard up to 3 persons to send the same number of away teams to the same location. I'm going to do that. I want to put Spock out there, but at the same time, I also want away teams out there like now. Like now. Let's play Maximum Warp first before I start doing it, because maybe more people come up. Draw 2 cards and discard one of the drawn cards. You may warp a ship. So I'm going to ignore that second part, but I'm going to free play this. So let's free play that. Draw 2 cards, 1, and because I don't have any more cards to draw, I shuffle these up, discard pile. But instead of drawing from here now, I draw 1 from my reserve, and that is my second card. Let's see what it is, but I have to discard one of the drawn cards. So I have to get rid of one of these 2. So we got Montgomery Scott now. Find a ship. If the card was found in your reserve deck, take an incident. So wait, I can look through my reserve deck for cards? I didn't know that. Choose a matching card from your hand, draw deck, discard pile, or reserve deck and add it to your hand. But if you find a ship from your reserve, you still have to... Wait, that's development I'm thinking of. Okay, interesting. If the card was found in your reserve deck, take an incident. I'm guessing there is a card in my reserve that is a ship, but again, I haven't really looked. I think the bounty is in there. Actually, you know what? No, I'm lying. I did pull these tokens out earlier as in preparation. The Excelsior, the USS Enterprise A, and the HMS Bounty. So we've got like 3 cards combination between the reserve and development decks, but I don't know where they are specifically. Okay. I kind of want to keep Scotty. Deploy this card. You may beam up to 3 persons from your hand or discard pile here. Interesting. So, wait. So what if I deploy this card? You may beam 3 from your hand or discard pile here. So wait, what if I do this? What if I take the levitation boots and discard Scotty, right? And then what if I play, what was it? Do I have to, draw 2 cards and discard one of them. Okay, so I finished that. Now I'm done with that. Then I want to play set a course. Discard up to 3 people. So I'm going to play set a course. That's an action. I'm going to play the top action. So it says discard up to 3 persons to send the same number of away teams to a location. So I'm going to discard Spock and Uhura to the discard pile, right? And that's 2 away teams. I'm going to put them on Desaria here, where the Enterprise is. Okay. Then, I'm done with that card. Then Levitation Boots. Deploy this card. You may beam up to 3 persons from your hand or discard pile here. I'm going to beam these 3 to here. So I'm beaming them to this, which is weird. Now I'm guessing that their tags remain in play because technically they are. So later, as an activation, I can recall 1 person beamed here. I can spend a dilithium to beam a person there, or if no cards are beamed here, dismiss this. So once there's no one here, the card goes away. So out of these 3, which one do I want to activate and like recall back? That's a good question. Which one would I use now? I've got several actions left. I don't think I would use Spock unless I were to like promote him. After gaining a person, spend a dilithium to send an away team to a location where you have a ship. That's if I do gain a glory. That would have been helpful. I don't have a whole lot of different species right now, so I really don't need Uhura, although I can use her top ability here to gain someone. technically, I'll be logging this one, so this one would not be around long enough for each different species you have in play, excluding. I don't think the Kelpian's going to be around long enough for that to happen. But is he considered a different species? Excluding cards with Starfleet. Well, if I got Ash Tyler, that would not count toward her duty officer thing down here. Scotty. Okay. Activation, gain 2 dilithium. Okay, we're doing this. Scotty is my duty officer. I need dilithium. So I'm going to put these 2 underneath here. I'm going to activate, and these did not come with the game, but I have Star Trek Attack Wing sitting over there. It's a miniatures game, and I haven't played it in forever. And I've got a crap ton of these shield tokens, so I'm going to use these as reminders that I've activated something. So I've activated this. Yeah, it doesn't matter what side I use, either red or blue. It's fine. I kind of like the blue side better. So I've activated that. Recall a person beamed here. So I'm going to recall him. Okay. And then activation. Promote a person from your hand to duty officer. Okay. So let's move. I've got that in play. Let's do that. I'm going to activate the Enterprise to promote Scotty as my duty officer, and then as an activation, I'm going to activate him. I'm going to gain 2 dilithium. And then refresh a ship or a cargo. Interesting. So I could refresh the boots and get someone else back to do something, or I can refresh the Enterprise. Refreshing the Enterprise doesn't seem all that good because there's nothing I can really do with it. So I think I'm going to refresh the boots, right? And then I'm going to use it again to recall somebody else that I could possibly use. Now the question is, do I want Spock or do I want Uhura? Now I think I take Uhura back because I don't want to log any cards right now with Spock. So I'm going to put Spock back underneath the boots for now. I'm going to take Uhura, and then I think I'm going to use this top ability, spend 2 dilithium to gain a person or an ally. So let's do that. I'm going to spend 2 dilithium that I got from Scotty to gain a person or an ally. Now, when I gain, I can also take from the top 2. I mean, I could draw blind. I really don't like doing that. I kind of want the Kelpian here for the science ribbon thing. I think we're going to go with that. And I get a glory to boot. So I'm going to take the Kelpian and I'm going to put that in my discard pile. I don't think I need to draw them right now. Again, I'm trying to cycle this quickly. The new one that comes out is the Booleans. I've seen this one in the previous core game before. Gain a diplomacy and draw a card. Okay, I want him as well. So I'm going to go after that ally as well. I still have, unfortunately, one more action left and nothing really to do. This is, again, select the control location. If there is 1 plus away team there and 1 plus ship there, I can't do anything with this. And I think I'm out of actions at this point. Can I have reacted to anything? After putting a Klingon into play, no. Put a card on top of your deck to draw a directive from your discard pile. Darn. I could have done that to discard this to then possibly draw something from my discard pile that was useful, but I don't have anything there to do that. Yeah, unless I'm missing something really obvious, I can't do anything else. So 1 action wasted, which is unfortunate. So I think we're done with this round. It wasn't bad. I mean, we got a lot done. We're about to control location 2, which is good. So we're going to resolve the Stardate card. We're going to take a glory from here, and I'm going to put it on the Boolean. And then we're going to get rid of something. Do we want to get rid of the Horta? Junk a card from the market. You may log an attack to enlist a development. Deploy this card. Requires force science as a reaction. After gaining dilithium, gain 2 additional. That actually isn't bad. Considering how much dilithium I'm going to go through on this deck, I might want the Horta. So I want to keep that around. What about the pack lead? Deploy this ship. You may gain a cargo from the junk. If the gained card is weapon anomaly, gain 1 attack. No, I'm going to get rid of the pack lids. I'm just going to do that and then put a new one out here. Borg probe. Okay. Kirk would go crazy if the Borg were in his space. I'd love to see a Kirk versus Borg episode. I mean, the Borg has been in pretty much any other episode. Even Archer encountered the Borg. Anyway, with that said, resolve stardate, place glory, discard and draw. Okay, so we're going to do that. All right, and then these refresh. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're out of cards, so we shuffle these. The nice thing about this too, it gets a lot of cards out of a lot of people out of place. We can shuffle through this a lot faster. And then 5, 1 from the reserve deck here. Am I forgetting anything else before I move on? I don't think I am. Okay, we're good. Next is resupply. Do we have a resupply? No, I don't think so. No resupply. Control. Well, we do control Desariya here. We have enough controlled. Unfortunately, the Enterprise does go away into the discard pile. So we'll just put them off to the side, and the away teams come back to Kirk. But now we control this location, which is going to be good for us. And we're going to put that, I guess, over here. This is going to get a little tight. I apologize. Not a whole lot of table space for this one. But now we control this one. As a control effect, we gain 3 dilithium. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. And then we're going to get a new location. This is the other starter location, Delta Vega, which control has no effect, but resupply. Reveal your hand. For each person in your hand, gain a lot of dilithium gaining, which is going to be helpful for him. I don't have any resupply. Okay, we're good. Resupply, control, actions. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into actions. I don't have any ships now. That's going to be a problem. Now, Scotty was my way to get the Enterprise out there, but he's my duty officer right now. The first thing I'm going to do, I think, is refresh a ship or cargo. Let's wait on this until I use this, but I don't think that's going to matter, because once I get Spock back, it's not going to matter. Let's go ahead and do that now, just to get this out of the way. I'm going to activate the levitation boots to recall a person beamed here. So I'm going to beam that card to get it back. Oh, I'm sorry, recall a person beamed here. Yeah. So, and then if no cards are beamed here, dismiss this card. So I'm not going to put a marker on it because it's gone at this point. So now we've got 6 cards instead of 5. Oh, there's the HMS Bounty. We must have drawn this one from the reserve deck. So I think I want to get that out there. It just says play, deploy the ships. It's a free play. Requires 5. I don't have 5, unfortunately, so I can't do that one. I'm just going to free play this. I don't see a reason why not to. All right, let's get the bounty out here and put the bounty there. And I'd like to warp it somewhere and get more locations if I can. Okay, that was a free play. Next, we've got Hoshisato. Find a card with the science thing on it. And again, finding is choose matching card from your hand, draw pile, discard pile, or reserve deck, and add it to your hand. So I could, in theory, try to find... I can go through my reserve right now and see if there's any science in there that I could get. So let's do that. Let's free play her. Find a card with science on it. Let's go through the reserve deck. Not a whole lot left. These are my reserve cards. Science, there's no... Okay, yeah, there's none there. Okay, so I don't have any science tags anywhere there. But it says I can also choose matching card from your hand. Do I have... I don't know if I have to, like, go in order, though. I'll look that up later. I don't know if finding involves you, like, check your hand first. If it's not in your hand, check your discard. If it's not in your discard, check your thing. You know, I don't know if that is, like, a required, like, if I have to do it in an appropriate order. Find. I was going to check it later, but I changed my mind. Find. Look through your hand, discard pile, and draw and reserve until you find a card you want with the... You don't have to choose the... Okay, it doesn't say... you can keep looking for the cards you want until you've run out of places to look. So I guess, like, you don't have to go in order. You don't have to go, like, hand first, then discard, then... It doesn't look like you have to do that. So what I may do is go through my other... Maybe my discard... Like the refit. There's signs there. So I could get the Enterprise back into my hand with this, couldn't I? Let me check my hand and see if there's any science in here. I mean, I could get the Kelpians out there. I'm not sure why I would, but because I don't have any incidents right now. I think I want to get the Enterprise out there to get more locations going. So maybe I use her to find a card with the science tag on it, which it has. So I'm going to find it. And once I find it, add it to your hand. Okay, so I'm going to add that to my hand. So now with Hoshi Sato, I managed to get that going. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay. I have 7 cards. She's number 7. So I've got a lot of decisions to make here. Captain Spock. I'd like to get more cards in play. Like, I want to get the Enterprise out there before I do utilize, if I decide to get... Because I have a lot of dilithium now, so I want to start doing this. So let's get the Enterprise out here. Is there a way to free play the Enterprise? I could have sworn there was, but I don't think the card is in my hand at the moment. That warp one, yeah, I don't think it's there. I'm just gonna have to spend an action to do it. So I'm gonna do the Enterprise, and I'm going to deploy this ship. So we're back. Yeah, so we deployed it. That wasn't. We didn't activate it. We just simply played it. Let's move things around if we can. Yep, there's that. There's a location there. Okay. Can you guys see that? I guess that's good enough. We've got the Enterprise there. Great. Warp this ship or beam a card here. We're going to warp a ship to... Let's get this Argus array going. Well, Archer 4 has 3 points on it. I kind of want to do that. The resupply is draw a card, then discard a card. I think getting... I kind of like that. Even though there's a wild one here, I kind of like the diplomacy and the resupply ability. Although this is, you may discard a card to redraw a card from your discard pile. That's not bad either. Okay, let's go with Archer 4, even though that wild one is really good. It has 3 points on it, which I need as many points as I can get. So we're going to put the Enterprise there, and I think that was that. Now, as an activation, I can... discard a card to beam a card here, promote a person, spend dilithium to warp this... Okay, so I don't think we can activate the Enterprise in any which way that would be beneficial to us. In that case, now with the Enterprise out, now can I play this to log... Is there a card I would want to log? Not to my knowledge. I could play... Yeah. Is there a way to discard cards? Like Leonard McCoy, is there a way to discard him? Can I discard anything? Put a card on top of your deck to gain a person. I could gain him. Maybe I start gaining people just to log them with Spock. I mean, I think I start doing that. Take an incident to gain an ally. What if I take an incident and taking goes to my hand, doesn't it not? Yes, directly to your hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Recruit. Take an incident to gain an ally. So take an incident to my hand to take an ally. I'm going to take the Bolians. Now, when I gain an ally, it can go into my deck or discard pile. I'm going to put him in my discard so that I can cycle through this faster. I gain the glory that was on top of it. This goes there. Okay. And now I have an incident, but luckily I've got McCoy. So I'm going to play McCoy to gain 1 science. And you may return an incident. So I'm going to take this incident and return it to the incident deck. I like that little combo there. McCoy's pretty good for that. But now I've got these. I think I want to get this going because my specialty tracks are looking pretty low right now. I've got dilithium. Gain 1 specialty track for each matching skill icon you have in play. So I'm going to... Oh, crap. I'm out of actions, damn it. Okay, I'm going to save this card for my next turn, then do that. I forgot that I had played the Enterprise as an action. Unless I retcon it and just don't get rid of that incident, but we'll make do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I think, okay, I'm just going to end my turn. I'm going to get rid of, now, is there anything I could have reacted to after putting a Klingon into play? No. Put a card on top of your deck to draw a directive from your discard pile? No. Spend a dilithium to warp this ship. All right, maybe I do that to the bounty to get the bounty out here somewhere. Maybe I get them on the Argus array and try and get await teams going on both ends to, that way I'm already here. I like that idea. All right, so I activated this one. I could still activate the Enterprise, but I don't think there's anything I can do with it. I could beam cards here. What if I beamed... No. Can't do that. Gain 2. Oh. Scotty. We forgot about Scotty. Okay. Gain 2 dilithium, right? Now we can refresh a ship. I was thinking refresh as in, yeah. I can refresh this ship, but what's that going to do? I can't, discard a card to beam a card here, spend a dilithium. Yeah, so that's not really going to do anything. But gaining 2 dilithium is good. I was hoping to get an action back and then use the Enterprise. Yeah, I got confused. All right, well, I think that's all I'm going to do here. Okay. So we're going to resolve the Stardate card. We're going to put a Place of Glory somewhere. Where am I going to put this? I like that Horda, actually. Deploy this card, place 3 dilithium on this card, and exhaust this card. If this card is exhausted, gain 1 science. Otherwise, move 1 dilithium from this card to a card in the market. I don't know about this guy. I'm not going to worry about him too much. I kind of want that Horda for the whole... But I have not seen a way to get cargo, unless I'm missing something. Let's go after him. Let's do this. I kind of want to keep this guy around. So the glory, we're going to put it on him. I like that whole +2 hand size thing, but it's assuming I can get enough glory to do it. So we're going to just try it. But with that, discard and draw. Okay, so we're going to keep utilize because I need to get these tracks up. Discard. These go away there, and then these refresh. I feel like I'm not getting anything done. But I'm going to keep this in my hand. And, yeah, and then draw. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then back to resupply step. All right, so resupply, there's nothing here that I can resupply with. Control. I can't control anything, and then actions. All right, so we're back to the actions thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have. I'm tempted to use Spock with the Kelpians to, get that going. Select a controlled location if there's 1 away team, 1 ship here. I wonder if I should use that at some point, use one of these 2 ships to get rid of one of these and log it. Oh, you know what? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I'm thinking ahead. I want to utilize, but let's get as many other icons as we can and figure out which one we're going to use. Because it says gain 1 specialty track for each matching skill icon you have in play, but I can only choose one of them. So, I want to make sure the one I choose is, if I choose red, for example, that's 1, 2, 3... 4. So I could go up 4 on that track. I could go 1, 2 on science or 1, 2 on diplomacy. So I think red would be the way to go here while I have this out in case I log it later. But before I do that, let's see if there's other things I can do. Like this, discard up to 3 people to send the same number of away teams. That is a huge card. I kind of want to get more people in my hand before I do that. I don't think I can, though. This is not a great hand. Okay. Let's... oh. Can I put a card on top of my deck to draw a directive from my discard pile? If I were to draw a directive, what would I draw? I could do this one to gain a person. I can take an incident to gain an ally. This is the only card I could get from here if I did Kirk's ability. There's so many options and ways to play. You experienced people probably have like this down to a science, but let's get her out here. Spend 2 dilithium to gain a person or an ally. I think I do that because I do have a lot of dilithium. So we're going to play her. I kind of want to get him, gain a person or an ally. Let's go with him, and we're gonna put him in my discard, I think. Yeah, we're going to do that. And I get a glory for doing that. Okay, interesting. It's a lot of red. Next, let's do utilize. So we can get some skill icons going. We get to choose 1 blue, yellow, or red from the specialty track for each skill icon you have in play. Well, I'm going to choose red because I've got 1 from the wild, another 1 from the wild, and then 2 red over here from this controlled location. That's what, 1, 2, 4. I've got 4 red. And I technically could get 3 yellow as well, but I think 4 red is better for right now while I have this location. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 up the red military track here. And then I've got 1 more action left. I know I can't play Strange New Worlds right now. That card is really mucking up my hand. I'm tempted to like beam it to a ship right now just to get it out of my hand because I'm not going to use it right now. Let's do that. I should have done that earlier probably. Discard a card to beam a card here. Let's discard the Kelpians to beam Strange New Worlds to the Enterprise for right now. And then we activated it to do that because it's clogging up my hand. And unfortunately, set a course. This is what I got left. Discard up to 3 persons, which I have none. So that's awful. Draw a card, then discard a card. Okay. Draw a card, then discard a card. Which am I going to want? Draw 2 cards and discard. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to... I could also warp up to 2 of your ships, finishing that. Although, no, wait a minute. Okay. So what's going to happen here? I have to play it. Free play. Draw a card. Then discard a card. Warp up to 2 of your ships. Well, I'm just trying to cycle through my deck, I guess. I get to warp up to 2 ships. I don't think I'm going to do that, although maybe I start teaming up on one place because I don't know if I can get 2 more away teams out here the way I did earlier. Getting away teams to a particular location is getting to be really challenging for me. I have to have 2 people in my hand, and I have to have that 1 card that can do that. Should I have just kept this in my hand? All right, maybe I'm going to retcon it. Instead of doing that, which is silly, I'm going to keep this in my hand, try and get people in my hand for my next turn to then send away teams to one of these 2 locations. I think that's going to be the way to go. There's nothing else I can do. I can activate Scotty to gain 2 dilithium and also refresh a ship or a cargo, which doesn't really matter. Spend dilithium to warp the ship. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I can do. Okay. All right, well, I guess that's it. So we are going to resolve the Stardate card. Where are we going to put this thing? This is Starfleet, Andorian, Weapon, and Ops. Interesting. You may discard a Starfleet to scan for a weapon. I'm not sure why I would do that with Kirk. You may log a person from your hand or discard pile. If you do, gain 1 glory, and you may promote this card to duty officer. I mean, what I want to do, I think, I'm going to go after this ally because it is 3 points. I think we're going to go that way with it, and then I want to log that card with Spock. I think we need to start logging cards that we're not using with Spock so I can get through my deck faster. I think that's going to be the way to go soon. Because I'm halfway through the game and I can't even get this. I have no encounters yet. Okay, so we did that. Resolve, Stardate, Place of Glory, and then discard and draw. So we're going to put these back. Unfortunately, I couldn't get my actions going. Discard. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, and then I'm sincerely hoping we get something good here soon. 4, 5. Okay. All right. Can we resupply? Doesn't look like it. Can we control anything? No. All right. Back to actions. How are we going to do this? Okay. Kelpians again. We've got a lot of directive cards in our hand. We have no people in our hand. Is there a way to... Okay. Okay. I'm going to play Maximum Warp for free. Draw 2 cards and discard 1. 1, 2. I'm going to discard the Bullions to keep Uhura so that I can start getting away teams to different locations with this set of course thing. Analyze. Take an incident to gain a ship or discard 2 cards to gain a cargo. Oh, there that is. Analyze. That was for my reserve deck. Okay, that's why I haven't seen it before. Discard 2 cards to gain a cargo. That would be good for the Horda. Take an incident to gain a ship. Do I want the Borg probe? Probably not. Kelpians, return 2 incidents from your hand. Log this card. I would rather log it with Spock if I can help it, but I'm not getting the right cards I need in play to do it. This specialty track one, I'm definitely going to go after again. I think that's the right course. I'm going to get that going. Gain 1 spell. I'm going to go red military again. Again, I'm probably going to log this location with Strange New Worlds once I get it back. I'm probably going to do that. So I want to get up the military track as far as I can and then start getting the encounters with Strange New Worlds. So 8 on that one, or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on the 8 space. I want to try and get to 10 if I can, but you know, that's as far up as that's going to go. That was 1. Spend 2 dilithium to gain a person or an ally. Let's go with that one with Uhura. Although I need to send away teams somewhere. That is such. Is there any other way to draw cards? I can free play this to draw a card, then discard a card, but I need to get away teams. This set of course is the only way to get away teams out here, as far as I can tell. Is there a way? I don't think these ships can send away teams. Unless I get rid of a ship and then bring it back. Spend 1 dilithium to warp this ship. Discard a card to beam a card here. Discard a card to beam a card here. Promote a person. Yeah, unfortunately, none of these cards allow me to send away teams. That's rough. Put a card. Maybe I do need a team up here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to warp the HMS Bounty with a dilithium, and we'll spend it. I have to get them on the same planet at this point, and then I'm going to use discard up to 3 persons. I'm going to discard Uhura to send that number of away teams. So I'm going to send an away team to Archer 4 to get that going. Okay. I don't like doing that, but it's like I don't have much choice. I wanted to use Uhura to get that ally over there. Now I have 1 more action left. Take an incident to gain a ship or discard 2 cards. I can't do that now. I could gain 2 dilithium with this, and then take an incident to gain a ship. What would the Borg probe do for me? Deploy and warp this ship. You may spend an action and 1 dilithium to gain a person and log the gained person, or log the gained card. If your captain is a Borg, you know what? They are prepping for a Borg captain at some point. Assimilate it instead. Interesting. Warp this ship, beam a card here from your... I kind of like that. I've never used the Borg probe, but I want to get more ships out here because away teams are hard to come by. I might do that. I'm going to take an incident to gain a ship. I've got McCoy. Maybe I can get rid of that incident at some point. So I'm going to, let's see, take an incident to gain a ship. And that's an action. So we're going to do that. We're going to gain the Borg probe, of all things. It is 2 points. So we gain it. And that can go into our hand or discard. It's going to go into my discard for right now. And this one I can't do anything with. I have to gain that incident. And new one comes out. The Vorcha attack cruiser. I probably would have liked that better. I can't do anything with this, unfortunately, because all of these are actions, and I have no actions left. Is there anything I can do? Put a card on top of your deck to draw an incident, or to draw a directive from your discard pile. Let's do that. Is there a directive I can draw? No, there's not. They're all here. They're all here. Getting a Klingon into play. I don't have any Klingons. I can gain 2 dilithium with Scotty. Might as well do it. Refresh a ship or a cargo. And nope. Nope. Okay. Well, I think that's it. I'm going to discard these because there's nothing else I can do with them. Or I know McCoy is coming up. What if I hold on to the incident to use McCoy to get rid of it? I think I might do that. Is there anything I can discard a card or return this card? If the discarded card has science tags, draw 2 cards and discard 1 of them. But I like McCoy's because McCoy lets me go up the science track. And that's the only way I've managed to do so at this point. So I am going to keep this because I know McCoy is coming up. McCoy is not in my discard pile. So I'm going to keep the incident of all things. And then these go away. And then I'm going to keep that. And then clean up resolve stardate. When emptied, put this card into your staging area. And then wipe stardate resolution. Wipe the market, removing all tokens. So I think this happens on the next turn. I'm going to have to look that up real quick. But this is going to go on the ally there, which I think I like. Or do I want to keep the Vorcha around? I think I can, as long as there's a glory token on something, the ships and these cards stay. Deploy and warp this ship. You may discard a card to send an away team to the ship's location, ignoring any... You know what? We're doing that. I'm going to want that ship too, if I can get it. Okay. So the question is, do I resolve the stardate resolution thing now, or is that on the next turn? Okay, so the first stardate card will be emptied during your 5th turn's cleanup step. As noted on the card, place it in your staging area before refilling the second stardate with 5 from the supply. So I put it in my staging area. Let's put 5 more on the second card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5 there. In the stardate resolution substep of your next turn, wipe the market. So this is going to stay for a bit until my next turn, and then I do it. Okay, wasn't sure if that was... I can't remember. It's been a while since I've played. Okay, so we have that done. Place glory. Refresh that. Discard and draw. So we have 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. There's McCoy. Oof, I was wondering where he was. Okay, so that's 5 cards there. Resupply. Nothing. Control. We can control. So we're going to put these off to the side. We now have Archer 4. The control has no effect. So we're going to put this here. But it does have a resupply for the following for the rest of the game. Draw a card, then discard a card. It's not terrible, but it does have that yellow symbol on it. And then we drew a new location. Okay, Varix 3. That might be new, I'm not sure. Okay, what was I forgetting? Oh yeah, these ships now go away, including these strange new worlds underneath that, into the discard pile. Put Starfleet headquarters here for right now. Okay. Put that, sure. All right, so we've got 5 cards. We're in the last half of the game, and we haven't done a single thing here. I'm a little concerned that I'm not doing enough, honestly. Put a card on top of your deck to gain a person. I don't know if I really want that. Take an incident to gain an ally. I've already got an incident in my hand, and I think McCoy's going to take care of that. So we're going to play McCoy to gain a science, which is what I've been doing with him all this time, and then I can return an incident. So I'm going to return this incident to the bottom of my deck, just to keep that deck nice and fat. Sato, we still have 3 science, so we can't do that. Find a card with science on it. So do we have anything? Doesn't Spock have science? Let's take a look. I could find the Enterprise and do what I did earlier. Yeah, Spock has science, and I know he's somewhere in here. Is there a way to get the... What would I use him for, though? That's the thing. Recruit. Deploy this card. You may beam up to 3 persons from your hand or discard pile here. Okay. Oh, from my hand. Uhura's here, right? Why would I put Spock? Okay. I'm trying to find a way to get the Kelpians... I'm trying to find a way to get Spock and the Kelpian out at the same time. What if I did this? And this is going to be crazy, but I'm going to find a card with science on it. And let's check the reserve real quick just to make sure. Okay, so there's no science tags on the remaining 2 there. Let's find Spock, which is going to be one of these. Yep, so there's Spock. I know he's got the science tag. We're going to find him, and he's going to go into my hand. Okay, now with that done, what if I did levitation boots to sort of like bank him for later? And then also bank Uhura, which is in my discard pile. I do that. Deploy this card. You may beam up to 3 persons from your hand or discard pile here. Part of me wants it shipped too. Maybe I should, instead of... I'm trying to do too much all at once, I think. Log a card from your hand or discard pile. If the logged card... Oh, if the log card has... So I need to log cards that have tags on them. That changes it. I don't think these allies have... Well, actually, the Kelpian does have that blue ribbon. So I could use Spock, but this one I can't really log. Oh, boy. This is like... I'm bewildered right now. What if I want to dismiss Scotty? Can I like put someone in his place? Can I put Spock there? After gaining a person, spend the dilithium to send an away team to a location where you have a ship. If you do gain a... Oh, wow. I completely... That would have been nice to have for sending away teams. I didn't realize that. We need to get the Enterprise out. But I don't... I've already got Spock out, so I really can't undo that. Sato already found Spock. Okay. At this point, deploy this card. Fine. And we're going to put people here. We're going to put... Uhura's a person. And there's no other people. And also from my hand. So if I wanted to put Spock behind here, just to get him, like... reserved for later, I could do that. I could also... Could I play Scotty and then switch my duty officer to Spock? And then put Scotty here. But I want to use Spock on the Kelpian. Oh boy, this is... Okay, we're just going to do that. So we've got 2 here. I could get Uhura back in my hand by activating it. We're going to do that. So we're going to activate this to get Uhura back. We're going to keep Spock there, hopefully for a later turn when the Kelpians are available to be logged. This allows me to then spend 2 dilithium to gain a person or an ally, and I kind of want this one just for the benefit of the points and the glory. Although, yeah, that would just be for points or allies at that point. Okay, I guess we do. I mean, I don't have any other actions, really. I'm going to go ahead and do that. 2 dilithium, and what am I doing? Spend 2 dilithium to gain a person. That's an action. So we're going to gain them. We're going to put them in the discard pile, and we're going to gain this glory. Okay. And, jeez. Put a card on top of your deck to gain a person. Or take an incident to gain an ally. I mean, put a card on top of your deck to... Is there a directive in here I could use? Maybe I can put this card back on top of my deck to then get one of these going. Discard up to 3 people from your hand. No. Utilize... I might want to do this again. I think I might have to. Okay, so I need to get these tracks up. All right, so I'm going to put this card back on top of my... No. So the way that works, unfortunately, is I have to play this and then put a card from my hand on top of my deck. I can't do the same card on top. I was going to put this, and I can't do that. If I do anything with this card, it's to take an incident to gain an ally, which the Denobulan over here, 3 points, gain a person, log this card. That might not be bad. Let's do it, because we've got McCoy in there, right? So Denobulans will play this to gain this card. But I have to take an incident to do it. Which, okay, read alert. Put a card on top of your deck. To return this card, you may promote a person from your staging area to duty officer. If you have Malcolm Reed in play, gain 1 glory. I haven't seen Malcolm Reed anywhere. I don't know where he is in this whole game. I have not seen him once. Is he in the person's deck and I just missed him? Well, anyway, he is in my hand right now, but I can't really do anything with him. Put a card on top of your deck. Oh, I could have used Kirk for... Oh, I was looking at Kirk's ability, wasn't I? Put a card on top of your deck to draw a directive. Okay, I'm sorry. I got confused. Let's take this back. The Denobulan... No. We don't want that yet. I got confused. So instead of playing this card, I'm going to use Kirk's ability. Put a card on top of your deck on top of your deck to draw a directive from your discard pile. Okay. And then I want tank an instant to draw a ship. No. Discard up to 3 people. Nope. Strange New Worlds. Nope. It was this one. I was doing this originally. Then I thought I was playing the action on the 1 card. I got all confused. So I want to put a card on top of the deck, which I did, to draw a directive from your discard pile, which I just did. First time I've used him this game. I'm also going to use Scotty to gain 2 dilithium. Refresh a ship or cargo, which I really don't... I could refresh this, but I really don't see a reason to, because what am I going to use Spock for? I am going to use my last action to play this one so I can get more specialty track things going. I am going to choose red again, although do I start getting yellow up there? I can do red one more time and then not worry about red for the rest of the game, just to get it up to ×5. I don't think I have any red ribbons, though, on any of my cards to really score on that, but you know what? Let's do yellow. 1, 2, the Enterprise isn't out. Dang it. Okay. All right, we'll do red. Oh, we've got Uhura out here, too. We're going to do yellow. 1, 2, 3 yellow. So yeah, let's get yellow. We don't have a whole lot of yellow, so we're going to get that going as well. I'm trying to get these tracks moved up to at least ×4 if I can. And I used Scotty once already. Okay. And I think that's all I can do. I think I've confused myself enough for one turn. All right, let's go ahead and just refresh everything. And now the this thing kicks in. So we're going to, well, first let's just get all this discard pile. Okay. Wipe the market, removing all tokens and any neutral locations with no tokens present. So we're going to remove all of these, right? And put new ones out. Okay, Azadi Prime, Teller Prime, and Babel 1. And then we have to get rid of this, this, and this. Right? Okay. And then that's only take tokens from here during cleanup step. Okay, yep, fine. So I think that's it for this. So that's been observed. But now I still take a glory from here now, put it on something, and then get rid of a card I don't like. In which case, the Salt Vampires, what is that? Draw 2 cards. That must be a new card. I don't remember that one. Log a card from your staging area. Can be this card. That's going to be a nice way to get, I mean, it's 3 points. Although I do want that Vorcha to get more locations. That double yellow there is looking really tasty. I'm thinking I get the ship. I'm going to try and get this ship. I'm going to focus on these glory tokens here. Okay. Discard and draw. 1, 2, 3 from my reserve. Unfortunately, my deck is really big, and this is probably going to be my downfall. 4, 5. Okay, so resupply, there's nothing I can do. Not that I know of anyway. Oh, draw a card, then discard a card. Let's do that. So we're going to draw a card, and then we're going to discard something. Spock. Oh, you know what? I forgot that I should not have discarded Spock, or should not have discarded the levitation boots because I had him attached to them. My bad. Luckily, I didn't draw either of them. So he's still on there from the previous. I got rid of him when I shouldn't have. And with that in mind, I've got all of these people. Okay, I have to discard a card. What would I get rid of? I want to use, first of all, Ash Tyler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 glory. Is now the time to promote him and get Scotty out of there? Although I have no way to promote him because I don't have the Enterprise out there yet. Okay. I have Chekhov. That's interesting. Who can I get? Attack play. Discard the top card of your deck. Send an away team to a location. If your opponent has at least one away team at that same location, force them to discard a card. Oh, interesting. That's not bad. It lets me get away teams to a location even if I don't have a ship there. I don't have any incidents on me. Spend 2 to gain a person or ally. I don't think I want any more people or allies at this point. I'm going to return Uhura. I had to draw 1 and discard 1. Because what I want to do is get Spock out. I'm going to activate this. It's going to go away anyway because there's no other cards on it. But I'm going to activate that to get Spock into my hand. Then I'm going to play him to log a card from your hand or discard pile to gain 3 dilithium. So I'm going to gain 3 dilithium. If the log card has 1 or more tags on the left or ribbons on the bottom right, gain 1 of the matching specialty track. Choose 1 if multiple. So I get to gain a science from that. So that's going to go up by 1. And this card is now locked under Kirk. Okay, getting rid of some of these cards, luckily. Okay. Was that as useful as I thought it would be? Probably not. Probably not. I have no way to promote him yet. Requires Starfleet greater than Klingons. Find a card with red. I could use him to find the Enterprise because I have more Starfleet than Klingons in play. So I am going to free play him and find the Enterprise because that Enterprise has a wild tag on it. Yep. It's a wild tag, so it has that, right? And I'm just going to find it, put it in my hand. Okay. Yep, find... It says, require Starfleet greater than Klingons in play. I've got Spock in play. He's Starfleet. I have no Klingons whatsoever anywhere, so that'll work. So I found the Enterprise. Now, I'd like to deploy this ship, finally. Let's deploy the Enterprise. We've been waiting to get a ship out here. Deploy it. That's an action. And then I can warp this ship or beam a card here. I'm going to warp it to... You may put a card on top of your deck to gain a cargo ship. If the card is weapon, gain... No. Score 1 point for each Xindi card. This Teller Prime... Score 1 point for each control location with Starfleet or Starbase you have in play. I think we're going to do that one. I like that. And it has 2 yellows on there as well. So we're going to warp the Enterprise to Teller Prime. Okay. That was that action. I can still activate it in some way, possibly. Discard a card to beam a card here. Promote a person. Maybe let's go ahead and use Scotty to get some dilithium, because we're now stocked up on dilithium. We're going to use him, but now I think it's time to... Oh, crap. I just free played him. Can I free play... Can I promote someone from here? I think it has to be from your hand. So I guess not. All right. So I guess we can't... I have to get away... I have to get him back into my hand. So I guess the time is not now to promote him. What else can I do? Discard the top card of your deck. Yeah, it says from my hand to duty officer. So I would have to have him in my hand to do that. Gain a science. You may return an incident. Discard the top card of your deck. You know what? Let's do Chekhov to get an away team out there. Discard the top card of your deck. Send an away team to a location. So we're going to send an away team to Teller Prime. If your opponent has at least one away team there, which the bot has one of everything, force them to discard a card. Now, rule changes. There's something in here about discarding. Every time your opponent would take an incident. No. I could have sworn there was something in here about forcing him to discard something, like cards. No. Incident. Cleanup. I could have sworn every you gain. Nope. Nope. I guess nothing. If a card effect requires you to remove up to 2 opponents to gain 1 glory each, no. Every time your opponent would be forced to take an incident, skip it and gain a glory. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Okay, so he doesn't have any cards to discard. So, I mean, I guess that really doesn't have any effect on him. Okay, well, that's fine. So we're going to ignore that part of it. But we got an away team there, which is something that we needed to do. And, yeah, these 2 I'm not going to worry about. I could promote McCoy, what I'd want to. After discarding or logging a person during your action step, free play an incident from your hand or discard pile. That could be useful. Discarding or logging a person during your action step. Let's do that. Now that we've got a lot of... Can I? No. Okay, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to replace Scotty with McCoy for right now. I'm going to promote him with the Enterprise. So McCoy is now temporarily duty officer. I don't know why, if that would be any good. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but after discarding or logging a person, you may free play an incident from your hand. That way I don't have to like get the stupid incident in the same hand as McCoy to get rid of it. I think that might be better for right now. But I think that's all I can do. So that gets discarded. I don't think I'm going to keep that around. I could beam it to a ship. I'm not going to. Okay. All right. So that's it. We're going to resolve the Stardate card. We're going to put that on the Vorcha. We're going to go heavy on that. We've got 8 there. If we can get that Vorcha and we can possibly promote that other guy to get a hand size of +2, that would be great. Ash Tyler here. Okay, and then place glory, which we did. Oh, we get to get rid of something. Let's get rid of this Hollow Suite. Gain 2 gold press latinum. You may refresh your duty officer. Junk a card from your market. Nah, let me get rid of that. Maybe I should have done oh, that person has a red ribbon on it. That would be helpful for this if I can get this done, but I don't see that happening. I'm wasting too much time on like getting my deck, I don't know, going. Okay, so these are refreshed. I think I need to start getting, I need to get that one, I need to get ships over to these locations to log them. And I think Starfleet headquarters, I'm gonna have to do that as well. I wish that these were higher before that happened, but so it goes. All right, so these are discarded. Okay, so we're going to discard and draw. 1, 2, 3. The sad part is I haven't gotten to my developments yet. Okay, and I did put a glory there. I did. Okay, just making sure. All right, resupply. I can draw a card and then discard a card. So it's going to draw a card. And if I were to discard, I want to keep the bounty for obvious reasons. I'm going to just discard this one. He's for points. And I have no way to log him right now. So I'm just going to get rid of him. Okay. So, Strange New Worlds. If I can get an away team, I need 5 yellow. Can I do that? May discard an incident. Okay. I have Strange New Worlds. I'm trying to figure out a way to get all of this done all in one shot while they're all here. Draw 2 cards and discard one of them. You may warp a ship. Okay, I'm going to do that just to see what else comes up. I don't know if that's the right move, but I'm going to draw 2 cards and discard one of them. Let's get rid of the Bolians, because I don't think we're going to use him right now. Okay. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to get... We've got enough red at this point, I think. Or we don't. We're at here. I think I start logging locations to get those encounters. How can I do that? How can I do that? I need to get an incident, because this HMS Bounty says requires 5... Oh, this is Klingon. After putting a Klingon into play, discard a card to gain... I didn't think about that one. Not that I probably would have done that, but yeah. If I can get 5 diplomacy here, 5, I'm on 3. If I can get up to 5... I can then discard an incident, but I don't have an incident in my hand. Is there a way to take an incident? Discard up to 3 persons, send a number of away teams to a location. Draw a card, then discard a card. Warp up to 2 of your ship. How can I take an incident? Can I use her to find something that would give me an incident to do something? Requires 5 science. I'm not there yet either. I've got almost everything. I just don't have a way to get an incident. There's an incident, I think. I drew an incident somewhere, didn't I? And I bet you it's here. Because I never got rid of it. This is the next incident. So what if I did this? I'm going to set a course, draw a card, then discard a card. Warp up to 2 of my ships. I'm going to play that for free. Pretty sure... Where is my incident? Did I get rid of it with McCoy? Didn't I have an incident somewhere? Did I miss it? Did I return it? Where did it go? Okay. I could have sworn I had an incident somewhere. Is it? It's not in my hand. How many are here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I must have returned it with McCoy at some point. I need to find a way to get an incident. So let's use Hoshi to find a card possibly with science on it that can give me an incident. Which I don't think I have anything. Spock has science on it. I might have to keep those cards. Find a card with science on it. Yeah, Spock is the only one that Hoshi will really work for me. Like, that's the only one that, unless this one that has no science on it. What about my reserve? I don't think there's any science on this. No. Okay. Find a card with science on it. I mean, I'll put her, I can do that to get Spock, but I don't know what I would do with him. I can't use Hoshi for anything else. Unless, oh, you know what? You know what I could do? Forget that. You know what I could do? Okay, there is a way around this, I think. First, let's get the bounty out. So we're going to play the bounty, deploy this ship. It's a free thing. We're not going to do the 5 diplomacy thing. We're just going to get it out there. Then we're going to spend a dilithium to warp this ship down to red here. We're going to do that. Okay, so we've activated it. There's a way around this. Then I discard up to 3 people to send an away team to the same location. Okay, so we're going to action, discard Hoshi Sato to beam an away team to this location. Then select a controlled location. If there is an away team and a ship here, look at the top 2 encounters. Okay, so we're going to get this done. So if there's that here, take a look at the top 2 encounters. 1, 2. We've got V'ger and species 10-C. Take one of them and return the other to the bottom of this deck. Log the location to gain 1 science. So these go away. So I guess this ship is now back into the discard pile again, which is unfortunate. All right, and this is now logged. But now we get to choose. We get to choose one of these to keep. V'ger is log up to 2 cards from your hand or discard pile. You know what? I like that. This species 10C is gain 1 of anything, which is nice. Select a location, control location for each trait and skill icon a selected card has. Find any card except in your reserve deck, then log the selected location. Interesting. If you have another communication in play, gain a glory. Special. This card is considered an ally for all purposes. I like this one because I've got a lot of junk. I could just get it done right now. I've got so many cards in my discard pile that I can just simply get rid of. So I'm going to take V'ger for the 9 points. Log up to 2 cards from your hand or discard pile. I think this is going to be a good way to get rid of everything that I don't want. So this is going to go back to the bottom of the encounter deck. And I still have that card in my hand. So we're going to play this. Log up to 2 cards. Let's get rid of... We're going to log the Boolean. Sure, and this one. Yes, so we're going to log those. And yeah, 9 points is nothing to sneeze at. We're going to log those. Okay, and we still have this one. We're going to gain 1 on a specialty track. So we're going to play, maybe I should have played that first to move my red up enough to get it past the ×5, but I'm thinking this would be the last chance to do that. I only need 2 red anyway to get there. Let's go with yellow. So we're going to do that and go up 3 on yellow. 1, 2, 3. Now it's ×4. Great. Okay. That wasn't a bad turn. I need to find a way to do that a second time, though, in order to get this mission done. Okay, so yeah, that was it. That was a big turn, I think. I think that was a big turn. Okay, so this goes away, this goes away, this goes away, this goes away, this goes away. Done. This is mine. And we have to clean up. Resolve Stardate card. We're going to get that. We're going to go after that ship if we can get it. And then we're going to get rid of something. Let's just get rid of this Forced Singularity. Sure, I don't think we're going to want that anyway. And then a new cargo comes out. All right, so moving on. Resupply. First we need cards. 1, 2. Finally, we're... I don't think we're going to see half of these developments, to be honest with you. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Because our deck is so large that we're not getting through this fast enough, which is a shame. I really wanted to see more of these. Okay. We've got the bounty again, which we're going to get set up for another location if we can do it. Oh, I have to draw 1 and discard 1 for the resupply. So we're going to draw 1 and discard 1. I like the Borg. You may spend an action and a dilithium to gain a person and log the gained card. We're going to do it with that. So we need to keep that. What would I discard? Needs of the many. Dismiss a deployed ship or a duty officer. Then log the dismissed card to enlist a person from your development pile. Log this card. I could get rid of... I don't have any incidents, so I could do that with McCoy. Could you imagine if the end of Star Trek 2, McCoy bought it instead of Spock? The search for McCoy, Star Trek 3. What would I discard? Draw 2 cards, discard 1 of them. Hoshi... Finding a science might be good. Set a course. Discard up to 3 persons to send... I want that to be able to send an away team to a location, although... I don't have... I've got too many things. I'm going to get rid of Maximum Warp. I'm just going to get rid of that one. Because I have a plan, and I'm not sure if it's all going to work, but we're going to try it. We're going to play this last, because I might need McCoy for whatever reason. Let's play the bounty. It does require 5 diplomacy for what I'm going to try to do. Deploy this ship. You may discard an incident... Oh, never mind. So I'm going to have to do this I'm going to deploy that ship for free, right? And then I'm going to spend a dilithium to warp that ship to Archer 4. Okay, we're going to go there. I think that's going to be our next logged location. Although, we have Starfleet headquarters. I mean, when you log this card up to X times, so we get 2... send a away team to a location. So when we log this, we can send away teams somewhere else, which might give us some good endgame points. I don't know. It has a wild on it, so I really don't want to do that. I mean, I think Archer 4 is more like it's not as good as Starfleet headquarters, so I might just, let's just do Archer 4, I think. Although the ability to send away teams for free when it's 2 away teams, we could possibly get another location if we log this. I want to get blue up to 6. I want to get this up 2 more if I can. Yeah, we're gonna do this. That's fine. And then I want to set a course to get an away team over there. Discard up to 3 people, Hoshi Sato, to send an away team to that location. And that's an action. So we're going to get that going. I need to get an away team up there as well, but as of right now. After putting a Klingon into play, which I did, I could discard a card to... I don't know if that's going to happen. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, so what I am going to do, I'm going to deploy the Borg probe. To save space, do I do this first? I think I do. So I'm going to play Needs of the Many first. Dismiss a deployed ship or duty officer. We're going to get rid of McCoy at this point, unfortunately. You may... I'm sorry, here we go. Dismiss a deployed ship or a duty officer, then log the dismissed card to enlist a person from your development. So we're going to log Leonard McCoy. Okay. And enlist a person from your development pile and then log this card. So we get to look through this for the first time in forever. We get to enlist, there's the Enterprise A, there's the Excelsior. We can get Sulu, there's Sarek. So we have a choice between Sarek or Sulu. Who are we going to want? Take an incident to your discard pile. We already got rid of McCoy, so maybe not that. Gain 1 yellow for each Vulcan you have in play, including this card. You may promote Sarek and optionally another person from your staging area to duty officers. Oh, so we can have 2 duty officers with Sarek. It's really cool. You may have up to 2 additional persons on duty. Let's do that. Now, is this a free development cost thing? No, I still have to pay the development cost. I'm going to go with Sarek on this one. So I'm going to go, there's my 1 gold press latinum that I haven't gotten any this game. So we're going to get Sarek. And then it says to enlist a person. Now enlist goes where? New card from reserve or development to the top of your deck. So Sarek is going to go to the top of my deck. Okay. This is played. And this, we're going to play this now. Oh, this is, yeah, we're not going to, that's not my hand. The Borg probe is all we've got left, but I am going to use the action. Deploy and warp this ship. So we need to find the Borg probe. Okay. Deploy and warp the ship. You may, I'm going to warp it to Tellar Prime. You may spend an action, which I just did, in a dilithium, to gain a person and log the gained card. I'm going to gain this person, which has that little red ribbon on it, which I need because this is fairly high. And I'm going to log that card. Okay, and it says if your captain is Borg, which he's not, assimilate it instead. Okay, so we know Locutus is coming. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure Locutus is coming up in a future expansion somewhere. So I have no more cards left, really. We're set up for this at some point. I really want that ship, if I can get it. Is there anything else that I'm missing that I could be doing? This is set up to be taken. This is set up to be another encounter that we're going to log and all that stuff with Strange New Worlds, I think it is. Is there anything else I can do? I don't think so. All right, so we're done. We're going to glory onto the Vorcha. We're going to double down on that. Well, quadruple at this point. And I get to discard something. Let's get rid of this guy and try and find... I want to try and find more ribbon. Oh, there's a yellow ribbon down there, which I want. Okay. All right. Discard. Refresh. Okay. Great. And, all right, so that was it. I don't have no more cards. Oh, wait, no. 1, 2, 3. You can tell I'm getting winded. Starting to make mistakes, starting to lose where I'm at. Okay, my hand of cards is here. Resupply. I get to draw a card and then discard a card. It's going to go away soon. I'm going to draw a card, take an incident to gain a ship. There's that, but I got rid of McCoy. That's going to be a problem. Although I have V'ger, I can just log the... I could log the incident, right? So that might be something to think about. I want to promote Sarek, I think. I don't have a duty officer right now. I might as well do that. Strange New Worlds, Uhura, and Levitation Boots. Okay, so I don't know if there's a right order to do this in. I want to keep the video moving if at all possible. I need to make sure I've got enough actions to do everything I want to do. V'ger is a free play. So we'll do that last. Sarek. Can we get Uhura out there at the same time? For each different species you have in play? For each different species you have in play, excluding... Well, Sarek is not Starfleet. So we could start spending dilithium to get glory with Uhura as a duty officer. It's going to be a slow burn, but that might be something to think about. Okay, I can also... All right, let's do this. Gain 1... Do we want to do that? Do we want to get him promoted? Gain 1 for each Vulcan you have in... Gain 1 yellow for each Vulcan you have in play. I need to get my science up. You may promote Sarek, and optionally another person from your staging area. Staging area is down here, which means I'd have to play Uhura already to do that. I want to keep Sarek until I have that other guy, that Ash Tyler. He's not in my discard pile, so he's coming up. I think I wait on Sarek until Ash comes up, and then I play them both at the same time, get Ash out there, get my hand limit up for the last couple of rounds of the game. I don't know. Let's get Strange New Worlds going. Select the controlled location. If there is one away team and one ship there, look at the top 2 encounters. Okay, so we're going to do this again. 1 and 2. So we've got an 8-point card, which cannot be played. Guardian of Forever, Anomaly, Ongoing, Time Travel, Transcended. Gain 1 yellow and Science. Deploy this card. I need that Science. Increase your hand size by 1. Whenever scanning, include cards in the junk 2. Recall a non-time travel from your staging area. You may take an incident to gain an action. Log this card. I don't think I'm going to use it. I want to just increase my hand size. I think that's going to be huge. And when I play it, I get the extra symbols on my specialty track. I think I'm going to do that. Although 8 points is nice, but having for the next 2 rounds, I think it is, increasing my hand size might be good. So I'm going to play that one. This goes in my hand, right? And this goes to the bottom of the deck. And then I finish this out. Take 1, return, and then log the selected location to gain a Science. Boom, I gained a Science. So I'm going to log Archer 4 to gain a Science. Great. All right. So I think the bounty goes away at this point. Again, I'm pretty sure. Goes in discard. Wait team comes back to Kirk. Okay. This was my development pile there. Have 2 encounters on the same ship. So I need to get V'ger. Do I have both? I do. How do I get both beamed here at the same time? Oh, you know what we forgot to do? We forgot to control this location. Let's rewind and do that. We didn't do anything with ships right now. We still have the Borg's going away too. All right, well, we're going to control this location. We forgot to do that at the beginning of this round. So we're going to sort of do that, and a new one comes out. The control is no effect. Discard a card to find an incident. Put a card on top of your deck to send an away team to a location with Starfleet. Okay. I don't know what that's going to do, but now I need to get a ship out here, and I need to get... I wanted to play Guardian of Forever, but now I'm thinking to myself, how do I... Once I play it, it says, have 2 encounters on the same ship and Science at 4+. I need to get these 2 cards onto a ship somehow, some way. I just don't know how I'm going to do it. Okay, we're doing this. We're going to take an incident to gain a ship. We're doing that. Because now we have a ship and all this glory. We're going to do this. I'm going to take a ship. We now have a ship in play. And that was the Vorcha. Vorcha. There we go. So we got the Vorcha. We took it, and that goes on top of I'm going to put that on top of my deck, because I want to draw that for next time out. Okay, and then a new one comes out. Because when I take directly to, take an incident to gain a ship. So I need to get, so the incident goes into my hand, and the incident, or the ship goes here. Okay. I got that in the right order now. We've got one more action. Log up to 2 cards from your hand or discard pile. Come on. I have the 2 encounters. I need to get them to a ship. I'm gonna have to keep this. I'm gonna have to keep these in my hand and beam them to the ship. I just want to know, does the Vorcha have beaming capability? Discard a card to beam a card here. Okay. So like on, am I gonna be able to do it? I don't know. Gain a card. Levitation. Deploy this card. You may beam up to... All right, so let's do this. Deploy this card. You may beam up to 3 persons from your hand or discard pile here. I'm going to beam Hoshisato here. And I think that's all I can do with that. But the reason I'm doing that is so that I can activate this to then, that goes away because I'm going to recall a person beamed here. I'm going to get her back into my hand. Now I can use her, find a card with the science tag. I'm going to find the Enterprise because I know that's a wild. And the Enterprise is here. I'm going to find it. I've now found it. And as an action, I can deploy this ship. So I don't have to wait for the Vorcha, right? So I'm going to spend an action to deploy this ship. And then I'm going to deploy the ship, warp this ship, or beam a card here. I am going to beam one of the encounters here. Okay. And that was just with my action. Now with my activation, I can discard a card to beam a card here, right? So I'm going to activate this card. I'm going to discard the Read Alert incident, and I'm going to beam V'ger here. There we go. Thank you. Hoshisato is the MVP of this game, finding the Enterprise when I need her most. So that now satisfies. Have 2 encounters on the same ship, and science is at 4+. That is done. Take the top encounter. Remove 2, we're going to ignore that remove 2 glory from the Stardate card. So we're going to look, take the top encounter. We're going to take it. The Gom2. What in the heck is the Gom2? I know that's from Tin Man, but what does it do? Deploy this card. You may spend an action to gain 1 red for each science you have in play, excluding beam cards. Activation, warp this ship. You may beam a card here. You may warp an opponent's ship from this ship's location to another neutral location. I don't know if I would really use that. It's not a great card. I mean, I'll deploy it, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I can, fine, we'll put it down. We'll play, it's a free play. Deploy this card. So we're going to just deploy it. And here's the Gom2. You may spend an action to gain... I don't have any more actions, so I can't do that. As an activation, I can warp this ship. If I'm going to warp it, where am I going to warp it to? I think I'm going to warp it to... There's a blue ribbon here. I'm going to go there and hope to get some away teams there before the end of the game and maybe get that location. We'll see. That leaves me with these 2 cards, which I have no actions left to play these, but the fact that I got this done is huge. So I'm just happy that I'm just going to put a reminder that I've done that. I needed to get that done. I really did. The problem is now these cards are here. If I can dismiss the Enterprise somehow to get these cards back into circulation, that would be great. But I think like the end of the game is like it's almost here, and I don't see that happening. After putting a Klingon into play, no. Put a card on top of your deck to draw a directive. I can do that with Kirk, right? I can discard, say, Uhura, to put a draw a directive from my discard pile. I'm gonna draw discard up to 3 people. No. Is that draw a card, then discard a card, warp up to 2 of your ships. We're gonna, I guess, set a course. Draw 2 cards and discard 1 of the drawn cards. I kind of like that. Oh, I have to log needs of the many. I forgot about that. Log this card. Okay. What directive? Okay, so the only directives I can take are one of these 2. I think I'm going to do this so I can free play it. Or draw 2. Which one's better? Draw 2 cards and discard 1, or draw a card. I think I'm going to just maximum warp is fine. So we're going to use Kirk's ability. Put a card on top of your deck. So we'll put Sarek on top of my deck to draw a directive from your discard pile. I'm going to free play it. What did I do here? Where did this action come from? The Enterprise. So draw 2 cards and discard. Then warp a ship. There's the Vorcha and there's Sarek. Because I think I put Sarek on top before. Gain 1 yellow. I don't have any actions. Which one am I going to want is the question. I might want the Vorcha so that I can... If I can get enough ships here to control this location before game's end, that would be good. At this point, having more people on duty is just kind of silly. All right, I'm going to keep the Vorcha. The question is, like, am I going to keep it in my hand? I can also warp a ship with this. I'm going to warp the Enterprise to the GOM2. So all I need is 1 away team there, or a 3rd ship. Just go there with a 3rd ship, which might be this one. And I have 1 more turn after this. So I don't think... If I don't control it now, then I don't think I'll ever get it. Right? I think. I don't know how many rounds I have left. I think, no, there's 2 more rounds to go. So I need to get an away team there on my next turn. I think this will let me do it. So I'm going to keep this 1 in my hand. And I think that's going to be it. So let's go ahead and refresh everything. Boy, this is, for a cadet, this is a very long game. All right, I'm going to keep that in my hand. We're good there. Okay, so resolve stardate card. We're going to put, there's a red on the Zindi. I'm going to try and get that Zindi because it has red on it. I don't really have a whole lot of ways to get cargo, but I'm pretty sure I can get a ship somehow. And then discard and draw. Okay, so this is now going to go into my staging area. When emptied, trigger the end of the game. The end of the game, I get 1 more round. This is round 11, and this is it. Pretty sure. Oh, so this is it. When emptied, trigger the end of the game. So yeah, I don't think... I'm going to have to check the rules, but I don't know if I get to control locations for the very last, like, end game, looking at everything. I might just get glory for what's there. I don't know. Okay. It's a shame because, like, I wanted to get that one guy that I got, Tyler, whatever, as a duty officer to increase my hand size, but that never got done. Yeah. Okay, so do I need the Vorcha at this point? I mean, is it even worth getting ships out here? Or do I just try and raise these tracks as much as possible? like that ×4. I want to get that in the short term if I can get it. I'm gonna discard the Vorcha, I think, only because I want to maximize the possibility of getting more cards from, say, Uhura or from whoever that might be able to get me cards for points. I think that's going to be the way to go here. Unless I can do another encounter. Instead of warping the Enterprise here, maybe I warp it to, say, Starfleet headquarters and try and log that before the end of the game. If I can get the right combination of cards going. We'll just do that. Okay, so 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No developments, unfortunately. All right, well, this is going to make it or break it. Resupply. I have no resupply at this point. I logged the one that did. I have control. I have no control to worry about. And then actions. Okay, so this is it. Pretty sure. I'm supposed to get rid of a card, I think. Let's get rid of this one and put a new one out. Computer virus. Okay. All right, well, there. Do we promote him just to promote him? I mean, like, at this point, is it... I need to find a way to get an away team here so I can use Kirk's ability to get that one directive so I can do another encounter. Is there a way to give me in a location? I think there is. It says discard the top card of your deck. Send an away team to a location. If your opponent has at least one there, force them to discard. So I could use Chekhov, I think, right? Or recruit. No. Yeah, I'm going to use Chekhov to send an away team to a location. Starfleet headquarters. We'll send it there. I wanted to get blue, unfortunately. I would like to get that up to ×4 before the end of the game. Am I going to be able to get that done? Is there anything that would let me do that? I could use Kirk's ability to get that other thing, but I would rather get an encounter. That would probably going to be a lot more points, I would imagine. I haven't gotten a whole lot of cards with those little blue ribbons on them. Okay. Okay, so I sent an away team here with Chekhov. Okay. Next, I'm going to use find a ship. If the card was found in your reserve deck, take an incident. I would like to get an... But that incidents are like -2 points. I really don't want any more incidents. I've got one, I think, in there already. There's Ash. I could promote him to increase my hand size, but I don't draw now. It's kind of late at this point. I can use him to find a card with red tactical on it, which anything with a red symbol that I could use. Find. Is there a red? The Vorcha. Not even the Vorcha doesn't have it. I know the Vorcha from the other core box. I could have sworn it had a red tag. Anyway. Well, let's use Kirk. Put a card on top of your deck to draw a directive from your discard pile. We're going to put Spock, maybe? Log a card from your hand or discard. Oh, actually, Spock might give me the push I need if I can get a hand or discard pile to gain. Is there a card I can log with the science tag on it? Anything with science on it. Anything with science. Anything. Give me science. Oh, God, no. Okay, nope. Can I log myself? I mean, actually, GOM2, that's in my staging area, though. Hand or discard pile. Is there a way to discard GOM2? Like, just get rid of it, and in my discard, then I can log it? Deploy this ship. So, had I known, I probably should have saved GOM2 for Spock to log so I can push the science up by one more. That might have been the right call there. Can I gain something with a blue symbol here? I don't see any. Find a ship. No, dismiss a deployed ship to trigger. Dismiss a deployed ship to trigger a controlled location's control operation and draw a card. If there's enough actions, I will do that. Let's finish doing what I was doing here. So I'm going to use Kirk's ability. Put a card on top of your deck. We need to keep Scotty. Let's get rid of Ash. Put a card on top of my deck. Let's get rid of this recruit. Nah, Ash for now. To draw a directive. So we want to draw a directive from the discard, which is going to be Strange New Worlds. Then we're going to play Strange New Worlds because we have a ship here, right? So we've got a ship and an away team here. We're going to get rid of the Enterprise and the cards behind it into the discard pile, as well as Starfleet headquarters. We're going to log the selected location. So let's do this in order. We're going to gain 2 of these. Pick one and put the other on the bottom. This is 6 points. This is 4. I'm just going to go with the 6 points. I don't know what they say. I probably don't care. Scan one of either person, cargo, and gain 2. No, you may send an away team to a control location. Nope. I'm just going to go with the 6. I'm going to go with this. I could sit here and read them and try and math it, but I'm not going to worry about it. So we're going to take that. And now I activated Kirk. We are going to log the selected card, which was Starfleet headquarters, right? Here. When you log this card up to X times, where X is the sequence number of current stardate cards, send an away team to a location. So we're going to send 2 away teams, because the current stardate is 2. We're going to send 2 away teams to the GOM2, I guess. I mean, at this point, that might be the way to go. Okay. That location, I might get points at the end of the game. I can't remember. I'm going to have to look that up later. So we logged this. Starfleet headquarters. We're really getting rid of a lot of these cards now. Kirk has a nice bundle of cards behind him. And yeah. So now we've got this in our hand. What I'd like to do, I don't think I have... I can't do both. I can't do both because I was going to use Scotty to dismiss a ship, the GOM2, because it has the science tag. And then I was going to play Spock to log it and then get the science I need to bump me up to 4, but I only have 2 action. I have 1 action left. I don't think there was another way to get access to a science tag. Log a card from your hand or discard pile to gain 3 dilithium. If the log card has 1+ blue tag, which is what I'm looking for, maybe we do red if we can. Maybe we can log a red card and bump this up to ×5. But even then, it just says gain 1 on the matching specialty track. It doesn't say like how many. It just says gain 1 on the matching specialty track. So I can't bump this up to 10 as far as I can tell. Wow, that stinks. For each duty officer your opponent has in play, which would be 1, force them to either dismiss it or exhaust it, and you gain 1 glory. I mean, I guess. I'm pretty sure it would count as him having 1. I could just gain a glory from this card. Yeah, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to free play the gain card. Your opponent takes an incident, gains an attack. Gain an attack includes from your junk. If you do and you have a telepath in play, you may free play the gain card. I don't know. I'm going to attack, play that for free, and I'm just going to gain a glory from that. I'm going to assume it's roughly what's going to happen from all of that. Gobbledygook there. He's activated. Activation. Discard a card to find an incident. Why would I find an incident? I guess to bring it into my hand for some reason. Put a card on top of your deck to send an away team to a location with Starfleet. I could do that. Put a card on top of your deck to gain a person. Actually, you know what? This has a yellow ribbon here, and I think I'm gonna want that yellow ribbon for points. So I'm gonna play this as my action. And put a card on top of my deck. Find a ship. I mean, that's not going to help me. Not really. I can't play Spock. I'm out of actions. Actually, Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Before I play this, I'm going to promote. Oh, can I even? I don't have the Enterprise. Here's what's going to happen. Before I did the Enterprise thing, where I used it to log Starfleet headquarters, I used its activation to promote Spock to duty officer. Now he's my duty officer. Pretty sure I had the activation available to do that. Now I'm going to play this for an action, which is put a card on top of your deck, which is Scotty, to gain a person. I'm going to gain him, and that goes on top of my deck. Now, after gaining a person as a reaction, spend a dilithium to send an away team to a location, and again, I'll just put that here, where you have a ship. I have GOM 2. If you do, gain a glory. So it's just a roundabout way of getting an additional glory. It probably wouldn't have mattered in the end, but so it goes. And I'm pretty sure there's not a whole lot else I can do. And for the sake of my sanity, I think I'm going to end my turn there. And yeah, when emptied, triggered the end of the game. Okay. I'm pretty sure I played all 11 rounds there. I took that off. Or do I get one more turn? You know what? I think I do get one more round. It says the second start date card will be emptied during your 10th cleanup step. So I moved it down here during my 10th cleanup step. And then it says, as noted on the card, this triggers the end of the game. So after your 11th turn, proceed to final scoring. The game has gone on so long, I don't remember what round it is anymore, but I'm pretty sure I get one more turn and the game is over. If I don't, I apologize, but I think I get one more because I put this down here as soon as I took that 10th one off. So I should now have like, that would be 10, right? Now I have my 11th turn, this is it. So I do get to control this location. At least I think I do. Okay, so we're going to refresh there. We're going to discard all of these and refresh these. And if I'm wrong, you know, so sue me. So sue me. Okay, so I think I did everything I was supposed to do. Oh, that was on the 8. I have to put a glory, I think from the supply onto one of these cards. All right, so I'm just going to simply play it as, instead of taking glory from the Stardate card, which would have been the last round, because there is none on the Stardate card, I'm just going to take one from the supply and add it somewhere. I'll add it to the Zindi and hope that I can get the Zindi card. So again, I'm pretty sure this is round 11. This might be round 12. I don't, at this point. That's when you get older and you have some disabilities, it's really difficult to play a game to this length and not make mistakes as you go. Okay, so we are going to 1, 2, 3. I get to possibly do something here. Problem is I have no gold press latinum. What would I take? This is cool. A red. I want something with a ribbon on it, if anything. Blue ribbon. Blue ribbon. Find any card. Holy cow. Recall a non-time machine card from your staging area. Find any card is really good. Oh, I have to take an incident. Forget that. Score equal to your highest multiplier of your specialty score tracks. Vulcan. Take control of this location. You may find a Vulcan. That's not bad either. My highest track is score equal to the highest multiplier. So I'd get a ×4. This would be worth 4 points for me. Whereas this red would be counted toward the ×4. I don't know. Which of these developments would be good for me? I'm sure I could math it. Log a deployed ship to send up to 3 away teams to the same location. It's kind of late for that. Find a card. Again, I like that, but I don't want to take an incident. I'm tempted to go with the Excelsior, but what would I do with a ship at this point? Maybe I can somehow log another location. If I can get another ship out here, because I'm going to be dismissing GOM2 in a minute for my away team. I'm going to get a ship, something that doesn't require an action to get out. It looks like they all do. Let's get the Excelsior out there. As much as I want the A, I think that this red ribbon is going to give me more points at game's end, hopefully. So I need to spend 6 dilithium, which I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you, Scotty, for giving me that huge supply of dilithium at the beginning of the game. So I'm going to, that's 4, and shuffle, and then the problem is 5. Draw a card from my... I don't know if I... The thing is, yeah. We'll get there when we get there. New round, resupply. There's nothing. Control location. We're going to control this location. GOM 2 is now in the discard pile. We've controlled this location. Control is no effect. And that is Tanuga 4? Yeah, Tanuga 4, sure. All right. Okay. Now actions. All right, so we have him. Excelsior, we knew that. I was hoping to... Okay. You know what? This isn't bad. The fact that we got utilized is actually really good. Let's just get that out of the way now. Actually, is there any... Let's get the Excelsior out there first so we can make use of these tags. I'm going to... and an action to get that ship out there. Deploy this ship. Excelsior. There we go. If the opponent has at least one ship at a neutral location, they take an incident. You may find set a course, which I don't have, so I can find set a course, which is here. Okay, it was in my deck. Okay, I can spend a dilithium to warp it. I can discard a card to beam a card here. I could spend 1 dilithium to recall this ship. Okay, but now that I've got him out, I've got 2 of these wild tags, and now I can play. Now I can play utilize. So for an action, I can gain 1 on the specialty track. I don't remember like what I've got in terms of ribbons. I think I want to get this up to ×4 because here's a blue card, a blue ribbon here. So I'm gonna go after blue. So 1, 2, 3, 3. That's 3 blue. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. That pushes me on the ×4. ×4 blue, ×4 yellow, ×4 red. So I've got I got ×4 on all tracks there, which isn't bad, I guess. So that's done. And I've got 1 more action left. Discard up to 3 persons to send the same number away team. I could just discard these 3 for my last action and put them somewhere, and I think I get points at the end for having them out. I think. Requires Starfleet. Find a card with red on it. Remove 1 of your away teams from a location to scan 1 person. No. Passive, increase my hand size by 1. Find a ship. If the card was found, can I... No. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot I can do. I'm not going to sit here and take up a lot of time. So I'm going to actually do this. I think at the end of the game, I get points for having away teams out there, I think. Yeah. So, like, any tokens that might be out there. So I'm just going to discard these 3 for my last action to put 3 away teams out here. That's just 3 points for me, which isn't terrible, I guess. And I could activate this to warp a ship to that location. So I'm going to spend a dilithium to do that. That's 4 tokens out there. So that's 4 points, right? Anything else? After gaining a person, spend the dilithium to send an away team. I didn't gain a person. Put a card on top of your deck. No, I'm not going to do that. Discard a card to find an incident. Nope. Put a card on top of your deck. Nope. After playing Utilize, which I did, you may put a person on top of your deck to duplicate Utilize's other play operation, which is just to give me dilithium. I'm not going to do that. I don't need all that extra. I would rather put that extra point out there. Okay. Well, now I'm pretty sure that's the end of the game at this point. So we're going to pause the video. I'm going to figure out this mess, and I'll get back to you with a score. All right, so if I added it up correctly, I managed to get 80 points out of it. Probably not the best score, I think, according to the rule book. If you scored at least 70, you understand how to play Captain's Chair. Well, I guess I do. So yeah, I needed to get 100 to get proficient with the deck. What really killed me, I think, first of all, I got 12 glory tokens, 4 from the tokens here. I only got 4 from endgame, and it says, Kirk, score 1 point for every second step gained on whichever track is the lowest. And that would have been this yellow one, like every second step. So what is that? 2, or is that, I don't know if it's like, this is a step, and then 3, then 5, it's like 3 points there. Or is it like second step, is it 0, then 2, then 4, then 6? I don't know. But I'm assuming like seconds, I'm just counting. Second step, second step, second step, and then right before that. So like I got 3 points there. Maybe I misunderstood that. And then 1 point for this one. Score 1 point for each control location with Starfleet you have in play. Star base you have in play. I only have the 1 card because I pretty much logged everything else. So that was, I only got 4 points for that. I'm pretty sure I could have done better there. I got 40 points from all of my point cards, and I did factor in the read alert that I couldn't get rid of. So yeah, all of these were 40. And I didn't have a lot of ribbons either. I had 8. I should have focused more on that too. I had times 4 with this, which is 8. I had times 4 with 1 yellow, which is 4. And then times 2 with the 4 from this is 8. So I got 8 points there. Maybe I missed something, but I don't think so. So yeah, 80 points. Not bad for a very first game. If you have any like things that I may have like missed or possibly have done better, let me know in the comments below. Well, this is Vince. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all next time. Take care.